So hello guys and welcome. My name is Joe and this is the Forex Architect. Welcome to yet another episode of the weekly forecast on Forex pairs. So we'll be looking at around 8 to 9 Forex pairs. So the video might be long and I might separate into two parts. Yeah, so stick around to the end of this video, subscribe, and I hope that you'll find value in this video. So let's get into the charts. So we'll start off our analysis with Australian dollar and CHF, and for us to make our analysis shorter, because I have a lot of currency pairs to analyze, I will just give you a guide so that you can understand everything that I'm doing, so that you can briefly go across every pair, or at least close to every pair that I've already analyzed. So coming this new week, I'll be looking at Australian dollar, CHF. What I usually like to look at when analyzing the daily time frame is I start first by understanding the direction of the recent price leg or swing or trend. So looking at the recent price leg for Australian dollar and Swiss franc, we can see that the recent price leg is an uptrend, and after establishing that, my second step in the daily time frame is usually to use a rectangle tool to mark the relevant price action to analyze in the lower time frame. So as indicated right here with this rectangle tool, this is the only price action that I'm interested with when I go to the 4-hour time frame. So I usually like to mark it with this rectangle tool. If you feel like the recent price leg has not enough information about what you want to analyze on the lower time frame, you can simply expand the rectangle like this. There is no harm. So with that said, we'll go to our third step, and our third step in the daily time frame is to mark any immediate or relevant support or resistance, or demand and supply zone. So after looking at the recent price leg and marking it with this nice rectangle tool, the next thing you want to do is mark any support or resistance, demand or supply zone. So at the daily time frame, looking at this chart, you can see very well that we have a nice support right here on the daily time frame, which turned to resistance zone. After turning to resistance zone, the recent price leg has broken the zone and the daily candle have closed above it. And yeah, so that's all you can see on the daily time frame. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame for Australian dollar and see what we have. So 4-hour time frame AUDCHF, we can see that the recent price leg, which I've marked with this smaller rectangle right here, it has a nice uptrend which broke the daily time frame, and after breaking the daily time frame, it came, retested the zone, and then broke above the previous high which had been set right here. So for this coming week, I'll be waiting for price to come back to this demand zone right here. So let's go to the 1-hour time frame so that you can see clearly. After looking at the 4-hour time frame and the daily time frame, coming on to the 1-hour time frame, you can clearly see that the trend is moving so well on the 1-hour time frame, and after it broke this daily resistance zone, it came, retested the zone, and then it broke the previous high right here. So for this coming week, I'll be waiting for price to come and retest this demand zone right here. If the demand zone does not give me entry confirmation and continues to break this demand zone, I'll wait for price to come and enter into this extreme demand zone right here. So this is what I'll be waiting for. So the first scenario is if price comes to this demand zone and successfully gives me a an entry confirmation, I'll take a long position and ride the move, and if the price continues down lower, I'll wait for price to touch this extreme demand zone, and then I'll buy off the demand. So that's it for AUDCHF. Let's go to the next currency pair. So the next currency pair is GBPNZD, and for GBPNZD, looking at the daily time frame, we first need to understand the direction of the recent price leg. So looking at the recent price on the daily time frame, you can see it's a nice downtrend right here. So we mark using the rectangle tool, we have marked the recent price as so, and then we have already marked our resistance and support zone. So the next thing we need to do is go to the 4-hour time frame. So NSD 4-hour time frame, looking at our analysis guide, look for the recent price, recent break of structure, or wait for it to happen. So looking at GBPNZD, you can see that a break of structure is about to happen since it is a downtrend. We are waiting for price to break this previous low, and then after it breaks this previous low, we will wait for it to come and touch these supply zones which it left. This is the first supply zone, and the next is the next extreme 4-hour supply zone is right here. So I'll wait for price to break the zone and come retest these 4-hour supply zones, and then I'll look for entry in the lower time frame. So that's it for GBPNZD. Let's look at the next currency pair. Looking at AUDUSD on the daily time frame, we can see that price is recently in a downtrend, and we mark this price leg. After that, we look at this support which was once resistance, and recently in the daily time frame it has been broken. The next thing we have is a nice resistance zone right here. So that's it for AUDUSD on the daily time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. AUDUSD 4-hour time frame. So we'll start off by looking at the recent break of structure which happened right here, and then you can see the market is in a nice downtrend which aligns with the daily time frame price direction. So after establishing that, the next thing we need to do is look for the recent demand or supply zone so that we can put an alert and wait for price to get there. So for AUDUSD, you can see there is this nice triple top. Price has been retesting this resistance zone, and I have two ways I can go about this. I can wait to see what price will do, and price might either break through this 4-hour resistance zone right here, and if it tends to close above it, that will mean that it has broken the previous lower high, so that will make it shift from being a downtrend to an uptrend. So I'll wait for confirmation and then change my bias to bullish, but it might also continue with the trend. So if on Monday or this coming week I see a nice rejection of this zone, I'm willing to take a short position. So let's go to the next currency pair. Looking at EURUSD on the daily time frame, we can see that the recent price movement is moving in a downtrend, and we can see that we have a nice support right here which has been recently broken by the daily candle, and the candle has closed below it, and the next support zone is right about here. So we've understood the market direction, we have marked out our support and resistance zone. So the next thing we need to do is go to the 4-hour time frame and see if there's any valid setup that we can wait for. So EURUSD 4-hour time frame, we can see that price has been in a nice downtrend which aligns with our higher time frame direction, and this is the daily time frame point of support which has been recently broken, and price is recently retesting the breakout, so it might be a fake breakout, I don't know, and it might also continue trading downward. So starting this coming week, I'll be waiting for price to show me a nice rejection of this zone, and then with enough clues, I'll short the position. And if price by any chance comes and breaks and closes above this 4-hour range right here, I'll wait for price to confirm the change in direction, and then I'll change my bias from being bearish to bullish. So that is what I'll be waiting to see in EURUSD. Yeah, so let's go to the next currency pair. So looking at CHFJPY on the daily time frame, you can see that the price was moving up, and then the momentum kind of got exhausted. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see what price is specifically doing. On the daily time frame, there's not much to tell about CHFJPY. All that we can say is that the recent price was moving in an uptrend, and momentum kind of got exhausted around this area. Yeah, and this is the only price action which is relevant to us. There is no support or resistance on the daily time frame. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see what CHFJPY is trying to do. So CHFJPY 4-hour time frame, the only relevant price action for us on the 4-hour time frame is the price action which has been marked with this nice rectangle tool right here. So as we saw on the daily time frame, the momentum is kind of getting exhausted right here, and if we look keenly, we can see there is this nice point of support which price has been forming for the past 1 month, that is 34 days. So for the past 1 month, price has been consolidating around this zone, and it has formed this nice point of support, and recently price has broken and closed below this support. So that gives us an indication of potential change in the direction of the trend. So the trend was moving in a nice uptrend, and the recent higher low has been broken, which also happens to be a point of support on the 4-hour time frame. So I'm waiting to see if price will break this 4-hour range right here, and if price takes out this lower low, I'll confirm my bias to be bearish, and after that I'll wait for price to come and touch our supply zone, which will have been left by the break of structure. So that's it for CHFJPY. Let's look at the next currency pair. So looking at GBP Australian dollar, we can clearly see that price has been moving in an uptrend for the recent price swing, and there is this nice point of support and resistance on the daily time frame. It was once a point of resistance, and price has recently broken above it, and it is about to retest it. So let's go on the 4-hour time frame and see closely what price is doing around the zone. So on the 4-hour time frame, we can clearly see that after price broke and closed above this daily resistance zone right here, it came, retested the zone, and then broke the previous high right here. And before it broke this previous high, it left 2 points of demands. There's this first 4-hour demand zone right here, and then there's an extreme demand zone on the 4-hour time frame, which is right here. So our 4-hour range is between this point and this point. I'm waiting to see if there's any entry confirmation which will happen around here. So I'll be waiting for price to close somewhere above these highs. If any candle on the 4-hour time frame closes above these candlesticks right here on the 4-hour time frame, I can enter with the next candle and then put my take profit around here, my stop loss just below this extreme demand zone right here, yeah, and go long. But if a 4-hour candle closes below, I'll wait for price to confirm the change in direction. So that's it for GBP Australian dollar. Let's go to the next currency pair. So next we have GBP USD. So for GBP USD, we'll start off with our daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, you can see that price is recently moving in a downtrend. If you can't see it clearly, we'll go on the 4-hour time frame and you'll see exactly what I'm trying to say. So on the daily time frame, all we can say about the direction of the market is it is forming nice lower highs like this, and it's also forming lower lows, right, like this. So it's a nice downtrend on the daily time frame, and we also have this nice daily resistance zone right here. Yeah, and that's all you can tell from the daily time frame. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame for GBP USD, and here you can clearly see price was in a nice consolidation right here on the 4-hour time frame, and price broke this consolidation and retested the zone, this support zone right here. And I took this trade. Actually, I did take this trade, but as you can see, I was stopped out even before price could reach my TP. I guess there was CPI or something. There was some huge impact news which came along, and then after holding this trade for 3 days and price was just playing around the stop loss area, yeah, it hit my stop loss, and yeah, that is what happened. So that's it for GBP USD. Oh, for GBP USD, I'll be waiting for this price to come and break this 4-hour range right here. So if price continues to trade lower and break this previous lower low, I'll look for the demand for supply zones which has been left and put an alert, wait for price to get there, yeah, and I'll trade the supply zone if price gives me a nice reaction and confirms my entry. So that's it for GBPUSD. Let's go to the next currency pair. Our next currency pair is USDCHF, and for USDCHF, what we can see on the daily time frame is that the price has recently been moving up, and we don't have any support or resistance zone on the daily time frame for USDCHF. So the only thing that we can see on the daily time frame from USDCHF is the direction of the market. So from there we can go to the 4-hour time frame and have an insight of the price reaction. 4-hour time frame for USDCHF, and you can see that price has been moving in this nice uptrend, and then we also have a 4-hour point of resistance which has been tested once, twice, thrice, and recently price broke above it. And we also have this supply zone on the 4-hour time frame which has also been broken by the recent price. And for this coming week, I'll be looking for price to come and retest this demand zone which was left right here, and if the demand zone does not hold, I'll wait for this to see how price reacts around this resistance which later became support. Yeah, and if it works in my way, I'll be looking to long the market. So if price closes below this support zone, I'll just stay out of the market. Yeah, I'll just stay out of the market and wait for price to give me a clear direction, or until I understand what price is trying to do. So that's it for USDCHF. Let's go to our last currency pair. So if you have watched this video till this far, please subscribe, because it it will support the channel, and yeah, I'll also feel good, and at least I'll feel like my efforts are being kind of rewarded. So please be so kind, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and recommend my channel to your fellow friends. Yeah, with that said, let's go to the last currency pair, which is AUD AUDCAD. So for Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, on the daily time frame, we can see that recently price has been moving in a nice downtrend, and there is this daily point of support right here, which has been tested quite a number of times. And yeah, with that established, we can now go to the 4-hour time frame and see what we can utilize. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, AUDCAD. We can see that since price hit this daily point of support, the momentum is kind of getting exhausted. The direction has not yet changed, so we cannot conclude that the trend is going in an upward direction just because we can see exhaustion of the sellers. But what we can tell by the current market is that price is not moving with a lot of power as it was earlier, and price is also forming this nice resistance zone right here. So for this coming week, I'll see how price will react around this 4-hour point of resistance, and if there's a nice rejection of this area, I'll take a short position. My stop loss will be somewhere around here or above this 4-hour range, and then my take profit might be somewhere around here. I don't want to put it way lower because this price is not giving me that much bearish energy. Yeah, the energy is kind of getting exhausted. So thank you guys for sticking to the end of this video. I hope you found value in the videos. Subscribe, comment if you have anything that you want to suggest to the channel. Yeah, I always read my comments because they're not as many. Yeah, so thank you for the support. We've come this far thanks to your support. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed and found value in the video, though it was long. Yeah, so see you in the next video. Peace.